going up, we're going forward, doing it every day. The Pierre Way. We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day. The Pierre Way. We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day. The Pierre Way. We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day. The Pierre Way.
What's up, fam? It's Robe.
And it's Meima.
And this is the Pierre Way Podcast. It's the first episode, y'all.
It's crazy.
We're so excited. We've been working on this podcast for a while, teasing it.
Yeah.
Asking ourselves whether we should do it or not. And
Right.
we're finally here.
This is exciting.
It's an exciting time.
Yeah.
Okay, so why are we doing a podcast? That's the very first question. Like, why did we feel the need to do this?
I don't know. I think we're pretty cool people.
I
think we're pretty interesting, right? No, but I think there's just so many qualities about us that I think are needed in this time, right? We're millennials.
Yes.
Right? We're millennials. We're married. We've been married for some time.
Been together. We're about to be married for 10 years in August.
We're married for 9 years.
17 years.
Yes.
We're high school sweethearts.
We are high school sweethearts. We're young parents. We got mad kids.
We got three
little crazy ones.
amazing
The bomb.
little blessings.
Hallelujah. And we love Jesus.
We do.
We love Jesus. We love Jesus.
Jesus is at the core of everything that we do.
Yeah. And so I think there's just a voice that we have and perspective that we have. And we want to give people insight into our world. We meet so many people every single day at our church and everyday life. And so the Pierre Way is just our way of sharing and giving insight onto who we are and how we do life.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pierre way of doing life.
Yeah.
And just really using God's wisdom in everything that we do and everything that we face. Because I think the things that we face is the thing that a lot of people face.
Absolutely.
All around. But then, not a lot of people are talking about it.
Right.
Not a lot of people are talking about, highs and lows and struggles and all these different things and how we're maneuvering life and decisions and pressure and all of these different things.
Yeah.
And so I think that's like one of the things that we definitely wanted to do with this podcast, to just give insight and like, how are you making your way through?
Yeah.
Like how are we doing life?
Yeah.
And for us, the way we really do life is putting Jesus at our core.
Absolutely.
1000%. And in our everyday, whether it's parenting, whether it's our marriage, whether it's our finances, whatever it may be, we do our best to just say, God, what do you want us to do? Yeah. And we talk it out.
We talk it out. Listen. So now, babe, there's some people watching who have no idea who we are.
Very true.
Like, they're like, who are these
Very
two
true.
people? Like, so we have to kind of introduce ourselves.
Yes. Well, our full names. Full names. Our full names. I'm Haitian. We're both Haitian.
Yes.
Haitian American.
Yep. Whoop whoop, like I said.
Let's go. Big ups to all the Haitians out there.
Hey.
I ain't got no middle name. She has all the middle names in the world. I don't know if you want to share
ain't got
it.
no middle name. Well, so your government first, yeah.
My government is Roberson Pierre.
Period.
All right.
Pronounce it one more time.
Roberson Pierre. Okay.
Not Robinson.
Not Robinson.
Not Robitussin.
Not Robitussin. Okay.
Listen.
Not Robitussin. Roberson Pierre, and Robe for short.
Robe
and
for
that's
short.
my full name. If you want to say it in the original language that it was given, Roberson Pierre.
Ooh, period. The accent.
Your turn.
My government name. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all I'm gonna give them the Haitian pronunciation. So my government name is Meima Juliana Pierre. All right, that's really what it is.
Aunt Jemima.
Never, never. Yes. So my name is pronounced Meima. I go by Meima. Everyone knows me as Meima. And we actually had a conversation about our names and just how difficult it was for us growing up. And the pronunciation. So like people pronounce my name Jemima, would say Aunt Jemima. And the funny thing is that my name, while in Cajun Creole, it's pronounced Jemima. When people ask me, how do you pronounce your name? I didn't say Jemima. I said Jemima because I took the literal pronunciation of how it's said, like with a Haitian accent. And so everybody just would always get confused. It'd be like Jemima, I'd be like Jemima. But like with a G, with a J. Same spelling.
Yeah, you stay correcting
I stay correcting people
for your name. I think that's great. I grew up I grew up with everybody mispronouncing my name like really badly. I mean,
And you never corrected them, did you?
I never used to correct. Like people still to this day that I knew growing up would see me and be like, "Yo, it's Robinson. How you doing?"
That is
like, "Yo, that's Robinson." I never used to correct them because I just wanted to kind of get past it, and I didn't think it was important.
Yeah.
And then when I met you, you just always was like, "No, that's." My name is this way and
it's your identity. It's who you are. And like we all have stories as to like how our parents came up with those names. But it's like at the end of the day, no matter the story and how your name came to your parents' vision to call you that, it was God ordained. Right. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna discredit, why my mom called me Jemima. And so it's like if you're gonna say my name, you're gonna pronounce my name right. But it was a struggle. It was tough.
Yeah, and there's a ton of people out there who have names that it's like people just butcher all around.
All the time.
And I get that it's like uncomfortable sometimes to be the one to always correct it, but like you deserve it. You deserve to be called who you are. Your
colleagues, your coworkers, your friends. Like I used to work at a job where I swear for like a month straight, Jemima. Like it was to the point where they were actually scared to say my name because they were just like, this woman is gonna correct us. And they'd be like, Jemima. I'm like, yes, there you go. Because no, people like the same way, like you have to make people respect your name. Yeah. And people have to know that it's important to you. Yeah. And I know like some people will be like, oh, call me Mike. And I'm like, well, is your name Michael? Like, I just want to make sure I know your name.
Right.
So like some people who know me, I actually call them by their full name instead of their nickname. Because I'm like, no, your name is just as important as your nickname. Like, don't change your name out of convenience. Like, allow people the opportunity to call you who you are.
Yeah, that was it. My name was changed out of convenience. When I got to college at BC, and I remember I was at this party, orientation party, and everybody was like, "Oh, what's your name? What's your name?" And I was like, "Robertson." They were like, "Huh?" Oh, like it's like whatever. They were like, "Huh?" And I remember, I'll never forget Rob and Nanu. Shout out to Rob and Nanu. They were like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Robertson." Like Robertson, like the robe. It was like, "Yeah, Robe," and that's how Robe got started. They went throughout the whole school. Every time they see me, they're like, "Yo, it's Robe." So I was like, just call me Robe, and that was so much easier. And because it was partially a good way to pronounce my name, I accepted it. So everywhere it was like, okay, cool, we'll just be Robe.
And now you even go as Pastor Robe.
I'm cool with it. But I think one of the lessons you definitely taught me is like, no, people deserve to call you by your name the way that is pronounced.
Yeah.
And out of respect and honor for you, like, it's okay for people to take time to learn how to pronounce it, especially for us, like, whose parents migrated to another country from this country.
Exactly.
It's just like coming in. It's honorable. Like Pierre is the last name that goes back to has Haitian roots and all that stuff. I meet Pierres all around. So
gotta be proud of who we are.
That's good.
Proud of we are. So we're Robe. You go by
and
Robe.
Meima.
How old are you?
I am 33 years
33,
old.
Jesus year.
Just celebrated a birthday 2 weeks ago, so I'm excited. It is my Jesus year. And you are?
I'm 31, right?
You're 31. You're getting ready to celebrate a birthday.
Yes, I'm getting ready to celebrate a birthday later in the fall. Yeah.
Excited.
So
we're parents. We love to have fun. We love to laugh.
Yep.
And we're lovebirds. I mean,
high school sweethearts
talking about life and marriage and family since we were 16. Yeah. We're pastors. Can't forget about that.
Listen.
We love our church community. Shout out to Jubilee
Christian Church.
Jubilee.
Check it out. Amazing.
So,
love our pastors there too.
Love our pastors. And we love people.
Yeah.
We love just loving on people. We love helping people.
Yeah.
We love spending time with people.
Yeah.
Just helping people get to their highest potential.
Right.
And that's really who we are. And ultimately, we're doing life the best way we know how. And the goal is to really go after purpose and go after passion and see what God will do.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. It's been a interesting and fun journey for sure. But it's been exciting. And every day, every time you think, like, we're in our 30s, and some people probably think we have it all together. And it's like, we don't. Still trying to get it together.
So, babe, is the life that we're living right now, is that the life, like, you thought we would be living when you were 16?
That's a great question. Yes and no.
Okay.
Like I think when you're younger, right, you have all these big dreams and aspirations, and it's not that you don't believe them, but you know, you kind of like, if you really think about it, like they're not always achievable, if that makes sense. Right? It'd be like, I want to be a millionaire by 20.
Yeah.
Like I want a mansion. Like it'd be like, you know, you know, so it's not that it's impossible, because some people out there, they live in their life and that's beautiful. But I think, you know, back then we had all these huge dreams.
Yeah.
And I think as life went on, the dreams, because of life, were getting smaller and smaller. Wow. Not because of us, but just because of life, challenges, the world, just the reality sinking in. And so as life went on, it felt like those dreams were getting smaller and smaller, because it was like, oh, maybe I dreamt too big, or maybe that's not really what I thought it was going to be, or it's not all that it actually is. Yeah. And so I think it's beautiful now to see where we are, because there are blessings and just things that God has given us that has allowed us to experience that have been just beautiful. Yeah. And so I think it's actually been a wonderful experience going through the highs and lows of life to be able to really rejoice and enjoy what you have now. Yeah. So it's a hard question to answer, because it's like, it is, right? Because of the finer things in life, the simple things of life, it is. And at the same time, because of the special extra things of life, it's not, but in a good way, you know?
I feel like when we were imagining life, we always thought of it as big.
Yes.
Yeah, especially at 16.
Yeah.
We always were like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Even before ministry, at 16, ministry wasn't even like a thought.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't at the forefront. We were in ministry.
But it wasn't at the forefront. Like, we didn't think we were going to be like pastors and do all that stuff. But it was like, I remember like being on the phone with you late night and being like, girl, I'm going to take you around the world. We're going to travel. I remember all those conversations. Like, you know, we're going to have kids and all of these different things. And I think the heart of what we wanted is what we're living.
I would agree.
At the heart of what
I would agree.
We wanted a family. We wanted love. We wanted joy. We wanted happiness. We wanted peace.
Yeah.
We wanted God. We got that. Now, all the extra things in life that comes with where we are, all those things, I think those are interchangeable.
Right.
But at the core, what we wanted and how we wanted to live life, how we wanted to love each other, and how we wanted to raise our family, I think we're doing it.
Yeah.
I think we're doing it. And there's so much power in being able to be like, this is what we want and this is what we're going after. Like, you know, shout out to our family who rallied around us.
Right.
But like, when you think about it, to be able to say, yo, we want to go forth and finish school, get a job, get married, do all the things that we're doing, have children and be successful. It's like, to say that so young and to be living it and continuing in it, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And we definitely weren't able to do it by ourselves.
Yeah. And it's funny you bring that up, because like nowadays I think about like, our parents, our families have a reason to be proud of us because we said we were going to do ththings, and we not only did them, but in some areas we superseded them without even trying or recognizing or realizing it. And I think when you're in it, like when you're in school or like when you're trying to get in, like into your career, when you're in ministry, I think you have all these big dreams and goals and aspirations, and they're just that, they're dreams. Yeah. And so when you get there, it's like, awesome, I got to the dream. But you often forget that it's like, whoa, look at where we started and how we got to where we are. And so it's like, shout outs to our parents for being amazing parents in our lives, migrating here from Haiti as immigrants. You know, I mean, you and I's story is different, a little bit different, but all the same. All of us who are immigrant children are the same. It's just like our parents migrating here and trying to make a living, and us just making them feel proud. Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day. I'm like, yo, immigrant parents, like, they deserve so much credit.
No doubt.
Like, that we sometimes, as their children who, you know, are first generation college students, et cetera, like, we don't necessarily give to them all the time. But when you think about it, they left everything they know. Like, when you think about my mom, when you think about your dad, like, these are people that were educated, that had businesses. They left everything they knew. And they left and came to a country where they didn't speak the language. They didn't know the systems. They didn't have the education. Like,
they didn't have the money.
The qualifications to completely start over. completely start over, and they had to adjust to weather that they didn't know how to deal with.
Right.
Like it's like they coming from Haiti
because we're in Boston.
We're in Boston.
We're in Boston.
You know, so they're like, what is happening? And they had to figure it out all on their own. Like back then in the 90s, early 90s, like there wasn't as many resources as there is now to help people kind of like assimilate to Boston and to this lifestyle. And they did it. And they did it with young children. And they worked nights, they worked days.
Right.
Like some of them went to school and their qualifications did not stand in the US. So they had to start all over. Some of them just gave up on school and they just worked. And so I think one of the things that's so core for us is like our success is not just for us.
Yeah.
It's like
1,000%.
when your success is connected to other people, like when mom and dad come and they see that church and we're preaching or we serving and you look at their face, it's like, man, this is not just for me. Like this is for you. Yeah. And I think when you have people around you that have sacrificed for your success, they've sacrificed for you to make it, it makes success and victory and just achieve dreams, whatever it may be, it makes it so much more worth it and special because it's not just about you. It's not just about you. It's like, Mom, thank you for leaving, shutting your business down, coming in a 2-bedroom apartment with like 4 kids and figuring it out. Just so we could have these opportunities. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like our upbringing and where we grew up because, you know, for folks who may not know, so we're from the Boston area.
Boston.
I'm a fake Boston because I always lived outside of Boston. Like I always lived in the suburbs of Boston, but I'm like, I'm Boston, and people are like, what part? I'm like, oh, actually, like 20 minutes out. Yeah. Like, but you grew up in the city.
I grew up in the city. Well, I grew up in Haiti for 9 years. The first 9 years of my life, I had a Haitian education, all that.
But you were born in the States.
I was born in the States. I know.
Because when you be saying the first 9 years, people be like, oh, so you an immigrant too?
No,
and you be like,
we're going to get into all that in future episodes and all that. But I was born. So pretty much when my mom came, she didn't know she was pregnant. And so she got here. She was like 3 months. Yeah. And then she found out. So, you know. She had me. She wanted to go back to Haiti, and my family was like, "Girl, are you crazy? You are in America. You better give birth to an American." But it's, I mean, when you think about it, like this is going back to what I was saying earlier. This is her, like she's pregnant, and my mom had just lost a child a year before, and she was in a new country just with her sister. That's it. She didn't have any family, and so, anyways, I was born here. Then in 3 months after having me, I went to Haiti to live with my aunt and uncle. Lived there for 9 years. Then I moved to Mattapan. Ooh. Mattapan.
Right in the city.
Right in the
heart of Boston.
All right.
If you know Boston, Mattapan's the spot.
I'm a son of the city. I went to Charles H. Taylor School, William Rogers Middle School, Boston Latin, Boston College. I rep Boston hard. Boston College again for grad school. And we go to Jubilee. So it's like, that's where we're from. Yeah. So you have a whole different.
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs, specifically in the North Shore. So if you're familiar, the Malden, Medford, Everett area, like went to schools all up there.
Girl had me traveling, all taking trains to go see her.
Well, I don't care if you were city kid. It was what it was. It was what it was. So, but yes, my parents migrated here in their like early 20s. Met actually in the States, got married, and then immediately
you came out.
Yeah, immediately. Like I know my parents' anniversary. Like if I'm 31, they're 32 years married. Because like that's how like close in age they had me. And versus when they got married. So, but yeah, grew up in the North Shore all my life. Went to high school out in Cambridge. I did not go to Cambridge July, and I went to Prospect Hill Academy Charter School. Okay?
Charter school,
itty bitty school down in Central Square. And then went to my school story was very special. I went to University of Vermont for a year, and then I transferred to UMass Lowell. Yep. Finished my bachelor's degree over there, and then I went to Boston College for my master's.
Yeah, we had our first kiss because I made you. You wanted to.
Because you made me, but whatever.
We had our first kiss at Ashmont Station.
We had our first kiss at Ashmont Station.
Our first date at UMass Boston.
Illegally. Not illegally. Just against our parents' will.
Well, against our parents' will, and we were like 16, so we had no business.
And I was still 15. Remember, when we
Yes,
first
you were
started dating, I was
15.
15. You were 16.
We had no business being on that campus.
No.
Outside, just acting like we're college students.
Used to always get caught because our parents would have people drive by and they'd be like, I saw your daughter.
That's the thing about
here and
Haitians.
there. Oh, yeah. No. And
Haitians
Haitians in
just-
Boston, especially.
Haitians in Boston, they just be telling your business. We be like just out, and literally our moms get a phone call talking about, we saw your daughter in the street. We saw your son in the street. Like, and we thinking we getting away with it.
And then I get home and she's like, what was you doing out on the street with this little boy?
I was
and I'd be
like,
like, yikes.
yeah.
So we met in the church.
We did meet in church.
Yeah. You came to my church.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she pretty much bagged me.
I don't know if we're doing this in this episode, but
Whatever episode
you
you
have
wanna do it at.
your experience and my experience. And
Okay, I'll just say
we
this.
have the truth.
The truth is,
Okay.
in the middle of church announcements,
I
was sitting behind you.
Yes, you was.
And you were like, hey, yo, do you want to be my boyfriend?
like that.
In the middle of church announcements.
Okay.
And I was taken
You-
aback
you-
because
people-
I was just left the spirit. I was real. Worship
Don't
just
even.
finished.
There's backstory. Me and my girl at the time, I was like, oh, we should play a prank on the boys because you were sitting behind us with a bunch of other guys as well. All right. And so I was like, bet, like I'm about to mess with them. And I did. I turned around and I was like, hey, you and I should like date.
Then I never got that joke because we're married.
He never got
It was never, that prank never came through because we're married right now.
Oh,
and then she was like, after church, I remember
You didn't
asking
answer
my
me.
boy.
I
said
said
because
this-
I just thought it was weird.
He started laughing. And
I was like, yo. But then as church kept going, I was sitting with my boy Rondi next to her. I'll never forget this. I was like, yo, Rondi, she just asked me out. And he's like, you know.
shout out to Rondi.
Shout out to Rondi and Tanisha. And then after church, so if it was a prank, after church, she found me in the hallway.
Okay.
And she was like,
I didn't
"So-"
find you in the
Yes,
hallway.
you did. She was
the hallway
waiting-
was like this small. We went to some storefront church, okay?
Okay, but she was like, leaning against the wall. She was like, yes.
Oh my God,
She
leaning
was
against the
like-
wall?
Yes, you were. I remember.
Robertson.
She was like, so did you gonna answer my question?
not me whispering.
And then we exchanged numbers there.
Yes, you were like, yo, let me get your number then. And I was like, all right, I gave you my number. And so I went home and I wasn't even thinking about this dude. Like after church, all the cousins came over. We're doing whatever, hanging out, family time. And then literally, I think like I popped up like a text from you like, hey, it's Robe. And I was like, oh, okay, well, hey. And literally I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna chit chat a little bit. But the funny thing is that you never said like yes to my question.
Well, we officially made it official.
Yeah, I think at that point we were kind of just like vibing, and then it was like, okay, like let's try it
make
out.
official.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
And then 17 years later, it's this. It's this. But thank God that you bent your head backwards in the middle of church. And did that.
Shoot your shot, girl.
Listen.
You never know.
Sometimes you got to do it. Okay, so one thing we've learned from each other.
I've said this to you before. Something that I value that like you taught me, and you taught me just by being this way.
Yeah.
Is to be a dreamer.
Yeah.
Because you've always been a dreamer. Like we used to dream together as kids, but like your dreams used to be like out of this world. And like anybody who knows you like in general in any capacity, whether it's school, ministry, and everyday life, like you always just have big ideas and big dreams. And
got me in lots of trouble.
Gets you in trouble, gets shot down. People be like, you crazy. But you've always been like that in everything that you do. And so I am such the like safety person, right? I'm such the like, well, how are we gonna do it? Like, what is it gonna look like? I don't know if it's gonna be able to happen. And so you have helped me just by being yourself to be able to let go of some of that and to be able to really sometimes shoot forward with my dreams. Sure, of course, there's like the logistical pieces, right? Of like, you have to understand different things for different reasons. But you've helped me to dream big. And so, and we can go into this later in the season. It's just like, there've been many moments where you've dreamt big and I've been like, okay, let's do it. And knowing that I'm shaking in my boots, but then we get on the other side, whether the dream gets accomplished or if something else happens.
Yeah.
But either way, we get to the other side and it's like, thank God that we were able to dream big.
Yeah.
So that's definitely like the biggest thing I would say that you've taught me.
You've taught me so much. You've taught me how to enjoy the moment. And just, like, as a dreamer, you can always be thinking about, oh my gosh, what's next? What are we gonna do? Etc. You taught me how to have fun. Even when we talk about this podcast, you were like, oh, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna preach about? We're gonna talk. You were like, okay, we just need to just have fun, talk about us.
He was trying to preach every single episode.
I
y'all.
was not trying.
He was. You know, this man got sermons on sermons.
I was just trying to make sure that we had takeaways for everybody that's tuning in. But you're like, let's have fun, let's laugh, let's enjoy. And you are so spontaneous and crazy.
A little bit.
Like, y'all, I'll be on this couch, like, we're in our living room, but I'll be on this couch watching TV, and out of nowhere, she'll just come and she'll be like, ah! And just like jump on me and stuff. If she plans a date night, it's
always like, something adventurous and moving our body.
And stuff. And so, as much of a dreamer that I am, I like to kind of be reserved and be safe. But you've pushed me out my comfort zone and to just enjoy life, like enjoy the moment, enjoy time together.
Yeah.
That and just so many things.
Right.
I think you've definitely taught me, because as dreamers, we can live in the future.
Yeah.
The majority of our time is lived in the future.
Yeah.
Like, we're thinking about what's next, what could be,
right,
how we're going to do this and that. And that can consume the present.
Yeah.
And so you've taught me how to balance the gift of being a dreamer with actually being grateful and thankful for the moments that we are currently living.
Yeah.
Which is so key, because you spend your life dreaming and you don't even actually step into the dream and enjoy it.
Wow.
You know, like, I think about how we do vacations. Like, you're so big on, like, we're spending time with the kids. Like, this is what we're doing. This, like, you're so big on, we need to make sure we enjoy these moments. And I think it's like, it's really dope.
Yeah, God knew what he was doing when he paired these two little Haitian kids together. Okay?
God knew what he was doing when he spoke to you to bend your head backwards to speak to me in that I don't know if that was God
speaking to me in the moment, but
definitely.
God knew.
You didn't know if it was God?
Honey, I was being foolish in church. I have no idea what happened in that service. Okay.
You know what happened?
What?
Divine connection. How about that? That's what happened. That's definitely what happened.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so awesome.
So everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes.
What can they expect every single week?
Us laughing. Every single week. And on the opposite end, us sometimes getting a little emotional and crying. Yeah. Because we're going to be touching some touchy topics, some things that, we definitely feel comfortable talking about, but some things that we're probably still even working through. Yeah. Things we're healing from still. Yeah. So talking about whether it's past hurt, past trauma, talking about the present as it relates to what we have going on now with us. Yeah. Talking about our marriage, talking about parenthood. The real realities of parenthood. And we're going to talk about God in all ways. God in our everyday lives. God as it relates to us being pastors. Yeah. As it relates to ministry in the church. But we're gonna have lots of fun on this journey. And we're excited that you guys are going to be joining us in. We're really looking forward to being able to shed light on our lives and to be able to grow with everybody.
That's good. Yeah. I think each week there's opportunities for everyone that's watching to be inspired. Mm-hmm. And that's been like our prayer with this, that someone would be inspired to do something and to grow. Someone would be inspired to step out. Right. In that, and for that inspiration to come directly and indirectly. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, we've planned, we put a team together, we've done all these things, but it's like, the prayer is that somebody would catch something. Yeah. That it's like, we didn't even intend to, but God did. Right. So each week we're trying our best to just bring everything that we're going through. Yeah. Everything that we've learned. And the wisdom that we've gained to the forefront. Yeah. And I love the fact that, you said, like, we don't have it all together.
We sure don't.
Some things we're going to be working out together.
Yep.
And I think there's a beauty in exposing that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that there's a safety that we feel with each other, with our village, with our family, our covering, that, it's okay to kind of like, and to step out and do that. So we're excited to go on this journey with y'all. The Pierre Way is going to be incredible. Bloop, bloop. And we're looking forward to growing together and moving in the same direction.
Yes.
Together for sure.
What do they call it? Is it onward and upward?
Onward and upward. That's the Pierre Way.
Oh, okay. All right. Onward and upward.
And upward.
I like that.
And upward. So we this last segment we have is called the Pierre Way. What's the Pierre Way? And it's the end of each episode. We'll be talking about, a certain subject, and we'll be letting you know, this is the Pierre way of doing things. And so this first Pierre Way is definitely about stepping out.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what it is. Like we've talked so much about doing something like this.
Yeah.
We talked so much about whether it's blogs, whether it's podcasts,
Right.
whether it's whatever. And we just felt like, let's do this in this time. And it really came because the Lord had given us a word about just the next season and us kind of like stepping out. Pretty much the word was that there are streams that are untapped. Like there's so much within us that we haven't like put out and discovered.
Yeah.
And so, and when we went to look at what can we do, and this was something that was like, clearly God had put different people around us.
Yeah.
So when we talked to our producer, shouts out to Brenda Palmer.
When we
talked to her, she was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So there was agreement. We talked to our pastors. There was agreement with it. And so we stepped out. And so the Pierre Way about achieving, when it comes to achieving your dreams, is that step out. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid, because, our pastor tells us all the time, nothing beats a failure but a try. And so don't be afraid to start that business. Don't be afraid to step out and do what God has put on your heart.
Yeah.
You're going to learn from it. You're going to grow from it, and don't cap yourself.
Right.
Don't say you can't do this and you can't do that. Step out and do it.
Dream big.
Dream big. Find agreement in your community. Get people to see it. And the people that love you, that know you, they stand with you.
Yeah.
And then, we've been big on this. We've been saying in these last couple of weeks, God, we want to give you something to bless. It's like we're asking God, bless us, give us more. Open, but like God's like, use what's in your hands.
Yeah.
And so step out and give God something to bless. God wants to bless your business. God wants to bless your marriage. God wants to bless your family. He wants to bless opportunities. Yeah. And so we just got to step out and do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the Pierre Way, y'all.
The Pierre Way.
Cool. So make sure for all future episodes, all right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Pierre Way.
Yes.
Make sure you share this, send this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it, send it to somebody else. And let's get in a community where we can actually grow together.
Yeah.
And go onward
and upward.
Okay. All right. That's the Pierre Way. We love you, family.
Love you guys.
We'll see you next week.
time. Woo!
Peace.
We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day, the Pierre way.